dear students, today I welcome you to the third session of the overview of computers. I hope you have understood the previous two videos, the classes, the concepts which I have covered in the previous class. Now I am going to explain you the classification of computers. We have different classification. So we have different types of computers. In that, first we are going to learn the classification based on the principle of operations. Okay, on the basis of principles of operation, how the systems are going to operate, or on which kind of data the computers are working. On that basis, the systems, or we are classifying the computers as a different types of computers. So first one is the analog computers. What is this analog? You have heard about the analog waves, sine waves, which is a continuous wave. Okay, sine wave is a continuous wave. These analog computers work on these waves. Okay, that means this analog type of computer, it works on the continuous data like the current waves, continuous quantity data. So analog computers works upon this continuous data. Analog computer operates by measuring rather than counting. What is this continuous data? Continuous data means it is not discrete. Discrete means if we have that type 2.5, 2.6, you have seen that analog clock or digital clock. There is difference between analog clock and a digital clock. Analog clock means which we use in a watches, digital watch, analog watch. There is a difference. You have seen that. So in digital watch, we are having the numbers like 2 hours 30 minutes or some seconds. We will be having these numbers that is discontinuous. But in an analog clock, it is continuous. The data is continuous. The analog computers works on this type of data which is continuous, and it majorly sees on measuring the data, not the counting the data. It is measuring the data. Here the calculation takes place in parallel, hence it is faster. Data na receive ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆನೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, calculation start ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. That's why it is faster. Analog computers are faster, not faster than digital computers, but it is faster. Okay, the modern analog computers usually employ electrical parameters such as voltages, resistance, currents to represent the quantities. Okay, to represent the quantities, we use this analog computers. Where we use these analog computers? In measuring the current or resistance power, current or any continuous data. We use this analog computers. Next, we have our digital computers. What is this digital computers? The digital computer works on the discrete data. That means it is not continuous. Okay, the digital computer operates on the digital data such as numbers. Okay, the numbers is a discrete. Continuous alde irudu discrete anta helteve. So it uses binary number system in which there are only two digits, 0 and 1. 0 represent off, 1 represent on. Okay, so digital computer works on this numbers 0 and 1. We call that 0 and 1 as a binary numbers. Okay, so digital computers works on the binary numbers which represent 0 and 1, and 0 represents off, 1 represents on. So each one is called a bit, and these 0 and 1 we call it as a bit. Bit means a binary digit. In short form, a binary digit in short form we call it as a bit. They convert the data into this digits, binary digits. Okay, now ಏನು data na input ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, that is converted to the binary digits. After converting that, those binary values or binary digits are stored inside the computer, while processing the processor which you have learnt, those processor process these binary data and then convert that binary data into the human readable form. So that is English or any language which you have learnt. So it is converted to the converted from binary language to the human readable language. So in digital computers that conversion is done. So digital computers are much faster than the analog computers. So next is the hybrid computers. Hybrid computers are the combination of analog and digital computers. It is a combination of analog and digital computers. So they accept both analog and digital data. How it will process is for measuring and for accepting the data it will use analog features, and for calculating and processing it uses the digital features. So hybrid computers incorporate the measuring feature of an analog computer and counting feature or a processing feature from the digital computer. For computational process, these computers use analog components, and for storage it will use digital memories. That means it uses the analog data for receiving, for inputting the data. It uses, these hybrid computers uses the analog data. After that it converts into the digital form, stores inside the system in the memory, and after that, after the processing, then it will convert to analog data, then it is given to the. Now we are going to see the classification based on the configuration. What is this configuration? What is the configuration of computer? That means, it means the functional units, which type of functional units we are using in the computers. That means the input devices, the RAM, the storage, memory storage devices, which higher versions we are using, that comes under the configuration. So based on this configuration, we have divided, we have different types of computer. The first one is that the microcomputer. So microcomputer is also known as a personal computer. So it is also known as a personal computer. It contains only one processor. What is this processor? I have told you that CPU, central processing unit. That processor is the main head of the important main memory of the system, computer system. So that processor is present only one in the mini computer. The number of processors in the microcomputers will be only one or two. Okay. Next, it contains input devices, output devices, storage device, and a processor. As usual, it also contains the input device, output device, storage device, and also a processor. The processor process the process. Okay, it will process the process. In this second time name process anta use ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ವಾ, that is a task. Okay, the processor will process the task. ನಾವು ಏನೇ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಏನೇ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ change, any calculation, everything is done in this processor. So microcomputer contains only one or two processors. So it is used by one person at a time. Multi-user baradilla is system. So microcomputers, only one person can use this system at a time. Example is a desktop, PC. PC is a personal computer. Laptops, notebooks, everything comes under the microcomputers. So next is a mini computer. The mini computer looks like this. So a mini computer were introduced in 1960. The mini computer is larger and more powerful than a personal computer. So see here, a mini computer is larger and more powerful than a personal computer. It can execute 5 million of second. That means a 5 million instructions per second. It generally consists of 2 or more processors. In microcomputers, there was only 1 or 2 processors. Here in mini computers, we have 2 or more processors. The mini computer can serve up to 1000 connected users. Here, the changes from microcomputer to mini computer. In microcomputer, there were only 1 user. In mini computer, we can use up to 1000 connected users. So it is normally accessed by the users via personal computer. Using a personal computers, we can access the data. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು mini computer ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So using that computer, we are connecting the personal computers. Through that personal computer, we can access the data. It is same time we can join 1000 users can access the data at a time, and it is very fast and it executes million instructions per second. The examples are digital alpha, VAX 800, AS 400. These are the examples for mini. Now we are going to study about the mainframe computers. So first you have studied microcomputers, next is a mini computers, and then coming to the next we have mainframe computers. Mainframe computers were introduced in 1975. It is a very large computer in size, because the size of this computer is very large and more powerful than a mini and microcomputers. It is more powerful than a mini and microcomputers, and it is designed to perform multiple tasks for multiple users at the same time. Why it was designed? It was designed to perform multiple tasks for multiple users at the same time. So the users can access a mainframe computer through the personal computer. We cannot use the mainframe computer directly. We have to use this computer with the help of the personal computers. There is a microcomputer which we have discussed first. So it is accessed with the help of this personal computers. It can execute 16 million instructions per second. So first in my mini computers, there was some million instructions per second. For mainframe computers, we have 16 million instructions per second. Examples of mainframe computer are CDC 6600, NEC 610, so DEC 10. So where we use this mainframe computers is in a companies, or for example in a Google. They want to handle large amount of data at the same time, and multiple users are using those systems through their personal computers. Then there is a need of using this type of computers. So next we have a supercomputer. Supercomputer were introduced in 1980. So supercomputers are more faster than other computers. So supercomputer is bigger in size and the most expensive computers. So very large storage capacity. These supercomputers are used in weather forecasting, where they need a continuous data entry ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ weather forecasting ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ situation ಅಲ್ಲಿ they need a large amount of storage. There we use these supercomputers, and it can process the trillions of instructions in 1 second. So it can process the trillions of instructions in 1 second. Supercomputers used highly calculations and intensive tasks. Within a second, it can process large amount of data, and the calculation is very fast in supercomputers. Supercomputers are designed for ultra high performance tasks such as weather analysis and encryption cracking. What is this encryption cracking? In defense and all, they are transferring the data from one office to another office, in that time there will be a leakage of data from one office to another office. Then there is a need of encryption. Encryption means we are hiding those data from unauthorized access. So that in that situation we use this supercomputers. And the creation of animation, you have seen the animation pictures like Ravan and all. So in that situation, for designing that and gaming purpose, they use this supercomputers. So example for this supercomputer is IBM Roadrunner, IBM Blue and Blue Gene, Param Padma. These are the supercomputers. Next we have the applications of computers, where we are using this. What is this application? Application means, so we are using the computers in different areas. We are applying the computers. We are using those computers to process our work. Namma work complete work. We are using that computers. So in which areas we are using means, the first thing is schools and colleges we are using this. So that is a first application of computers. Next, banks, offices, stock control in business. So in business and all, to check the stocks or share markets, there and all we are using this computers. And research and developments and entertainment and news. Nowadays, everything is managed in computers for in entertainment industries. So there and all we are using these computers. And also in government offices, satellite communication, publishing means paper publishing and newspaper printing and all, we are using this computers. Next, travel. In travel we are using how to booking a tickets and traveling booking a tickets and hotels, to book hotels and all, we are using these computers. Next, computer aided manufacturing, CAM. What is this CAM? A CAM is used for manufacturing purpose. That means we are using computers in factories to designing the machine, okay, manufacturing machine. So there we are using these computers. Next, we are using these computers in hospitals also to manage the data of the patients, doctors and the payroll system. Everything is managed using the computers. These are the applications of computers, where we are using the computers so that our work becomes easy and we can store a large amount of data. So this is about the overview of computers. So where we have learned the different components of computer, functional components of computer and different units in computers and classification and different generations of computer. I hope you have understood all the topics. If there is any doubts, please you can ask. Thank you.